have all of the money, time, talent, and energy to accomplish all that I desire. Money is coming to me every day.
Wait for a few more people to come.
Money now comes to me in abundance.
And we're gonna get started.
The more money I
Good
have,
morning, good
the more money I
morning.
can use to help myself and others.
Good morning.
The more money I have, the more money I have to give.
Hope y'all doing
Money
good
is
this
always
morning.
circulating
I'm doing
freely in
great.
my life, and there is
Today's a
always
great day.
surplus.
Hi, Consuela. I haven't seen
Money
you in a
flows
while.
to me like a waterfall. I welcome all the things money can buy.
Hello, Alexis.
All my bills
How are you?
are
I haven't
paid
seen you in a while
wonderful
either.
ease.
Hello,
I am
Jamila
passionate about
and
building wealth.
Toya. Hope y'all
I give
doing good
thanks.
today.
I am now rich,
I'm doing well.
wealthy, and happy.
I am doing well.
I have the
So,
power to attract wealth.
We've been reading on
I
Mondays
receive
The
money
Secret
in unique ways.
by Rhonda Byrne.
All resistance
And
in me to
that book
receive
is about
more
the law of
wealth
attraction.
has dissolved in total grace.
And it's really just been a
Wealth and
message
money
that's been
comes to me
vibrating
easily
with
and
me
effortlessly.
and with us all week. Just
I
the
create
different
money and
ways
wealth,
that are
joy and happiness in my
we can
life.
utilize the law of attraction. How you
I am increasingly magnetic
how you
towards
tap
money
into
and
the
wealth.
vibration, how you tap into the
All the
frequency,
money I need
that which
is
you
already
desire.
waiting to
Okay,
reach me.
so the law of vibration, law of attraction
I
says
let
like
go of
attracts
all my
like,
fears about
right?
money.
And it starts with the thoughts,
I let
and the
go
thoughts
of
create
all
the
my
emotion.
inhibitions
The
about
emotion is energy in motion. It's a
I
frequency.
spend money without fear.
So we have to make sure we're
There
on the
is
same
plenty of
frequency
wealth
of
in
that
my
which
life.
you desire. And a lot of people are just like, well, how do you do that? Well,
Money
first of
is
all, you do it all the
energy,
time.
and it flows freely
Conscious,
through me now.
unconsciously, you're doing it all the
All my
time.
blockages
That's for
to
one.
receive money
It's just that you have to
now
become
dissolve.
more aware of your thoughts and more aware of your emotions. A lot of times you just
Everything
let our
I need
thoughts
to
and our
generate
emotions
wealth
control
is
us.
available to me
Let us
right
just
now.
do their own thing. And then next thing you
I
know,
am
we're feeling
wealthy
some type of
right
way
now.
and you don't even remember where it started,
I am worthy
where that
of
thought came
receiving
from. But
more
that's the
wealth.
frequency you're on, and then you have more stuff that comes that
I
makes
love
you feel
myself
bad,
as a wealthy person.
and it just continues. So
I
the
am an
universe
abundantly
doesn't
wealthy
have
person.
discernment. The universe doesn't
Wealth
discern
flows
whether
through
it's
me.
good or bad. The universe just follows
My
the precise
positive
law.
affirmations
As
bring me
humans, we
wealth
have a
and
mind to
prosperity.
discern whether we like something or don't, whether
My
we want something
self-worth
that's
and net
good or whether
worth
we want
are
something that's
increasing.
bad. And then we change our thoughts to match
Wealth
that
flows
which we
around me
desire. You
continuously.
change your thoughts, you
I
change
am
your
passionate
paradigm, your
about building
vibration
wealth.
to that which you desire. Okay, so yesterday we
I give
talked
thanks
about
that I am now
a
rich,
tool,
wealthy,
effective
and
tool that
happy.
you can use, or ways that you can constantly stay in the
I have the
vibration of
power
that
to
which you
attract
desire,
wealth.
which is to get in
I
the
receive
feeling of it.
money and wealth
What is
in
it that you
unique
truly
ways.
desire? What is it that you truly
There is
desire in
plenty
your
of
heart?
wealth in my
And
life.
start acting as if it's happening. So if you truly
All
desire
resistance in me to receive
to,
more
to,
wealth
to have a
has
baby,
dissolved in
to have a
total
family,
grace.
then start acting like it. And what does that mean?
Wealth comes
Okay, you
to
can
me
start
easily and
planning.
effortlessly.
You can start look into
My
baby
mind is
stuff.
open to the
How would
infinite
you
supply
like
of
the
wealth.
baby room to look? You know, all the
I allow
details of that.
wealth to
Not
flow
only in
freely and
meditation, but
generously in
physically
my
do it
life.
so that you're constantly on that vibration.
I
And good
attract
morning,
ideal
Mom.
circumstances and
So,
opportunities to increase my net worth.
that is a tool that you can use. So when
I
you
accept and
focus, the
embrace
more you
wealth in
focus
my
on the
life.
desire, the quicker it happens. So when you're spending your thoughts
I am
focusing
skilled
on
at
something,
creating
the
assets
quicker it
that
happens,
make me
whether it's
wealthy.
good or bad. And that's determined by
I
the
respect
human,
my
through the human
abilities
mind,
to
right?
generate wealth.
So the more you focus on something, the
I
quicker
am
it
living the
happens.
life of my wealthy
So
dreams.
spend your leisure time. Spend your time focusing on
The
what is your
universe has
dream.
chosen
Get
me to be
emotionally
wealthy
involved.
so that I
A lot
can
of times
help
just like,
others
oh,
with
I
my
just
wealth.
want to be a business owner. Okay. Why? What is
I
your
believe
emotional
anyone
tie? Are
can
you
wealth
emotionally involved?
that
That is your
includes me.
paradigm. That is what's going to cause you to have a
recognize and embrace
vibration to
wealth-building
become like the thing
opportunities.
that you want to attract. Anytime y'all have
Every
been
day is
emotionally
a wealthy
charged
day.
about something, very emotionally charged, very passionate about it,
If others
you
can
created it.
so can I.
You weren't conscious about what it
I am
is that you were
always
doing,
immersed
but you
in
did.
wealth.
So now that you're aware, you consciously
passionate
create.
about
You are a
building wealth.
conscious creator. You are a co-creator.
I see
Get
myself as
emotionally
wealthy,
charged.
and that's
If you
who I
find
am.
that you can't get yourself emotionally charged, then ask yourself, why do you
Wealth
want
is my
this? A lot of
birthright,
times, a
and
lot
I
of people
claim
don't know
wealth
what they
for
want.
myself now.
Because society
The
doesn't
power of
teach you
attention.
that it's
I
okay to
effortlessly
have what you
attract
want.
all the
Society
wealth
teaches you
I
to
desire
settle.
within
A
me.
society teaches you that you should want what the
Greater
masses
wealth is
have, or
flowing to me now.
want what society
I
deems
create
is
wealth
okay.
easily and effortlessly.
So it takes practice to figure out what it is that you want. And you might think you want one thing, you get there, you're like, okay, maybe I don't really want it. So be gentle with yourself in the process. because it's programming. It's programming that's in your paradigms, in your subconscious mind. It's programming. But give yourself permission to figure out what it is that you truly desire. I was watching a documentary last night, and Zig Ziglar said 97% of people do not know what they want. That's a very large amount. That's a lot of people. It's a lot of people that don't know what they want. And that's because they do what they're supposed to do, what society tells them to do, which we talked about in the 4 Agreements. And we also talked about it in Daring Greatly, the other books that we read before we started The Secret. So,
every day, in every way,
really give yourself permission to figure out what it is that you want, okay? And another quote that I heard was, when your vision is so profound and so loud on the inside that the opinions on the outside do not matter, then you have mastered life. So when your vision is so loud and so profound on the inside that the opinions on the outside do not matter, you have mastered life. A lot of times we don't even give ourselves permissions to want what we want because we're thinking about how does it look, or what is such and such gonna say, or we're thinking about opinions on the outside, which we dove in deeply and Daring Greatly with Brene Brown about shame. There's really a lot of shame around that. And that's something that's been programmed into you, which Don Roos talked about in 4 Agreements when he talks about domestication and how adults domesticate you as children and tell you what you should like and what you shouldn't like and how the world functions instead of you just being who you are. So, another thing too that Bob Proctor says, for you to be free, you gotta be you. For me to be free, I gotta be me. Okay? So for you to truly be free, you have to be your true self. You have to honor your true self. You can't settle. You can't be doing what you think you're supposed to be doing, or doing stuff based off you don't want somebody to think certain things. The reality of it is, it's none of our business what other people's opinions and thoughts are. It's none of our business. It's their own thoughts. It's for them, and that's what they're focusing on. If they're focusing on judging others, they're not even engaging in the creative process themselves. They're not using their own thoughts to think about what it is they want to create in their life. They're using their own thoughts to judge another, which is none of your business. It's none of your business at all. A lot of times, people will say, oh, I don't care what people think, blah, blah, blah. And you say that because you have made some progression in that. There may have been a point in time where you did really care about what people think. And when I'm saying people, I'm talking about all people. I'm talking about your spouse. I'm talking about your daughters, your sons, your mama, your cousins, your daddy, your auntie, the co-workers, the people in the community, your best friend, whoever. It's usually the people closest to you that you care about what they think. So you may have made some progression, but if you are dealing with shame on any level, if you can't be yourself, or you don't show up as you are, or if you don't say what's on your mind, or if you don't be you because you don't know how people are going to take it, then the opinions of others matter to you. There's no judgment. It's just awareness. Become aware and shift it. That's all you have to do. Become aware and shift it, because you can't be truly free until you are fully yourself. You can't fully be yourself until the opinions on the outside, and that's just the outside, because the outside can be a lot of people and things. Until the opinions on the outside don't affect your vision, don't affect your desires on the inside. Sometimes people desire things and there's shame around it, or I don't know, I'm going to be disowned or whatever, or you just don't want to hear somebody say something about it or whatever. It's not any of our business. That's their business. And it's for us to be ourselves so that we can be conscious creators. Because if not, you're going to constantly create situations that you don't want. You're going to keep creating situations where the opinions of other people keep mattering to you, because that's what you're focused on. That's what you're thinking about, right? So, I want you all to utilize the tools. I want you all to allow yourself to constantly focus on this every day. It's repetition, repetition, repetition. You know, listen to a video on law of attraction every day. Reading a book every day. Watch my videos on YouTube. Or just get involved with your desire. Inquire with yourself every day. Really, really get involved with it, because this is the key to changing your life. That's why it's called The Secret. This is the secret. This is how you change your life. This is how you start attracting exactly what you want, being very clear with what it is that you want, and manifesting exactly what it is that you want. Okay, and it's what you want, not what anybody else in your life wants or what anybody else in your life thinks you should want. And the thing is you're going to go through what's called the terror barrier, which I spoke to you about before. The terror barrier is when you change from your comfort zone to the not comfort zone. You have to get out your comfort zone. For you to be free, for you to be in this new place, for you to be in this new frequency and vibration, you have to go through the terror barrier, which is stepping from your comfort zone and into the uncomfortable zone. And the thing is as you constantly grow and as you constantly raise your frequency, as you're constantly co-creating, you're going to go through the terror barrier all the time. The terror barrier is when the fear, the doubt, the worry, and all those things start to come up. Okay? This is when prayer works. This is when meditation works. And this is when you do it in spite of those emotions. It doesn't matter if you're scared. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter at all. Do it anyway. You do it anyway. When we was reading Daring Greatly, there was a story at the end of the book that I think was very profound that Brene Brown shared about her daughter. Her daughter was a swimmer, and she had a swim meet. And the coach wanted her to do a particular stroke that she wasn't good at. And she was terrified. She wanted her mom to talk to the coach. She wanted her mom to change it. She was just, I can't do it. I'm going to be the last one. Blah, blah, blah. She was dealing with the shame, but she was also dealing with wanting to stay in her comfort zone. So Brene Brown talked about it. She said, you know what? I didn't like to see my daughter like that, but I knew that she had to build resilience. I knew that she had to build hope. So I knew that she had to go through it. And I knew that her coach wouldn't be putting her through it for no reason. So she told her daughter, she was like, you know what? Instead of looking at the meet as I have to win this match, she said, look at it as I'm getting in the water and I'm getting to the end. That is progress, which was to push through the worry, to push through the doubt, to push through the fear. Because the more you do it, the more comfortable the terror barrier gets. The more you're aware of, okay, this is what's happening. It's time for me to go through the terror barrier. It's time for me to get out of my comfort zone and get into the uncomfortable zone. Because you can't have that which you desire in your comfort zone, because if you could, you would have it already, right? You would have the things you want because you will be on that frequency and you'll be in that place. But you have to get out of your comfort zone to get it. You have to get into a new frequency. And it's only uncomfortable because it's different. That's the only reason that it's uncomfortable. Because it's different. It's nothing actually physically it's nothing physically happening to make you uncomfortable. There's no tight clothes that you're wearing that's making you uncomfortable, or a tight necklace that you have on that's making you uncomfortable. It is just that it is different. It's just that it is different. I'm sorry, somebody driving past the front of my house and looking.
I let go of all resistance to prosperity, and it comes to me naturally.
So yeah, it's just that it's different.
I am worthy of receiving
so you have to constantly push yourself through that. That's how you constantly grow. And the thing is you can get comfortable real easy. Like, okay, I just went through some stuff 3 months ago. Phew. Well, if you want to continue to grow, if you want to continue to be free, you want to continue to manifest things, you're going to have to continue to go through this terror barrier. You're going to have to continue to step out of your comfort zone again and again and again and again and again. That's what you truly desire. If you have these big goals and big dreams, there's levels to it. But the more you do things that are uncomfortable, the more comfortable you get with the terror barrier. The more you understand. And when you understand, then you don't question it. Okay? When you act in spite of fear, you've increased your faith. And as I said before, fear knocked on the door, faith answered, and nobody was there. Fear and faith can't exist in the same place. It's just not possible. Okay? It's not possible. So,
I am eager to give more.
Push yourself out of your comfort zone. do some things. You can do things daily to help you work with that. If you used to go in a certain way home, or you're used to using a GPS, do something different. If you're used to making a meal a certain way, do something different. If you're used to doing something a certain way, do something different. If you're used to a certain person doing some contracting work for you, try somebody else. Just push yourself out of your comfort zone. Get an understanding of that. Get comfortable with that. And the comfortability is just the understanding of the process, so that you know what's happening. When the doubt, the fear, and the worry, and the shame, and all that stuff comes up, you know, okay, I'm getting out of my comfort zone. I need to act in spite of. I'm going to do it anyway. 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 And each time you do it, you gain more confidence. You realize you're not going to die. And you realize it's free. It's such a free feeling. It's such a freeing feeling. I promise you it is. It's such a freeing feeling to push through your fear. It feels so good to push through your fear. It feels so free, because then you don't feel captivated by the fear anymore. You don't feel captivated by the doubt, the worries, and all of those things. You don't feel captivated by it. You're not. It's a prison. Fear will have you in prison, in bondage, in personal bondage. You feel like you restricted. But the more you have faith, the more you open your wings, the more free you feel, right? The more you realize, wow, I conquered that. I did it. I did. You know, going back to the Brene Brown story with her daughter, you know, they stood at the end of the pool, and she went and swam all the way to the end. She was the last one, but she was so excited that she did it, because she got through her fear. And her parents was there cheering her at the end, because it wasn't about her winning the race. It was about her just getting wet. She didn't even want to get in the pool. So the benchmark she needed to set for herself was, let me just get in the pool and try. And she did it. And she was like, wow, I didn't even think I could do it. She didn't even think she would be able to get in the pool that day. But she did. So that is something to celebrate. That was something that she did, that she stepped out of her comfort zone. And her coach gave her a big hug, because the coach knew that she needs to get out of her comfort zone. So the more you do it, the more you understand what's happening when it's happening. It's time for you to step up. You got to be pushed. You know, I talked about it the other day too. In order for you to tap into your power, in order for you to grow, you have to be put in a situation to make you grow. You have to. Or you won't. You'll just stay comfortable and do, you know, what's safe, which is what most people do. And most people aren't happy. They said that 96% of people would rather have a bad day at the beach than to go to work. 69% of people said, I would rather have a bad day at the beach than go to my job. So that means that 69% of people are doing jobs that they don't love, doing jobs that they don't like. There are companies paying for career development, paying to train them in something that they don't even like, they don't care about at all.
I am prosperous, healthy,
they settled,
and live in abundance.
They settle.
I love abundance.
When you're doing something you love, it's not work.
I believe I have
when you're living a life that feels good and joyous, and you're doing something that you truly want to do, it's not work. You're happy. Yes, you go through the terror barrier. Yes, you go through these times where you have to take a leap of faith, and it's scary. But once you get through it, it's very rewarding. So let me give you another example that Zig Ziglar used to use all the time. And Zig Ziglar is old school, okay? He's real old school. Some of you may know him, some of you may not. But he used the example of pumping water from a well. Have any of y'all ever had to pump from a well? Y'all might not have had to pump from a well. But before you pump, before the water comes out of a well, when you pump it, you have to prime the pump, which means you got to pump for a little while before anything happens. You got to add a little something to it before anything comes up. Well, the deeper the well, the more priming you have to do. But
I love life and accept my abundance.
After doing all of that work, the sweeter the water tastes. Okay? The sweeter the water tastes. So you'll pump for about 10 minutes and nothing's coming out. But once that water does come out, the water is very sweet and it's very good. Have any of y'all had well water? Because well water is really good. Like, it really is. Well water is just, I can't explain it. It just tastes good. And I'm one of those people that can taste the difference in water. And well water is good. Okay? So it took more work, but it was more enjoyable. Okay? It was more enjoyable. It's the same thing with what it is that you desire. It might take a lot of work, but it was worth it. You know, the sun shines brighter. The grass is greener once you get to the end of the journey and the work. So you appreciate it more. You know what you did to work for it. And then you also know nobody can take it from you because you know what work you did to get where you are. Okay? It requires a little work. That's why you hear people use analogies about taking the stairs. Nobody talks about taking the elevator to their goals. They talk about the stairs. We're going to take it one step at a time, right? But when you really push through that, when you really do the self-development work, when you really step out of your comfort zone, when you really conquer yourself, you conquer your fears, you conquer the gremlins, the demons, the things in your mind, and you push through those and fight through those, and you get to that which you desire, and it's beautiful and it's amazing, you enjoy it. It makes you so much more grateful. It makes you so much more joyous. It's a better experience. You enjoy it so much more. You enjoy it so much more. I heard a speaker a few years ago that he said, I'm not paying for my kids to go to college. And he was a millionaire. He said, I will set up situations where my kids can do business. I'll show them how to do business and they can save their own money to go to college. But I'm not paying for them to go to college because when they work for the money to invest in the education, they value it more. You value what it is that you create. You value it more when you have to put in work for it. Okay? And we all been in a place where we're about to step out of our comfort zone. It's uncomfortable. You're like, okay, now let me go back to what I know. But then you realize, man, like, I really felt good to be on the other side for a little while. And you don't stop thinking about it. You think about it. But you have to muster up the courage enough to push through that terror barrier, push through your fears, the doubts, those things in your head. You can't do it, all those things. You got to push through it anyway. And then on the other side, I promise you, it's free. It's such a free feeling. And you get to enjoy your manifestation. You get to enjoy your manifestation.
Money, spirituality.
Nobody can take that from you. Nobody can take that journey from you. Nobody can take that from you but yourself. That's it. Nobody can take that from you. And it's such a great feeling. Okay? So I know some of y'all are putting in work. I know some of y'all are working hard. Y'all making habits of things that you probably don't want to do. But I promise you, it's going to be worth it. And the things that I'm telling you to do, you know, there's been plenty of people that did it. Most people that have mastered the laws. Most people have mastered the universal law, particularly the law of attraction, known as the law of vibration. They didn't start from the best place. Most of them had awful childhoods. Some of them was addicted to drugs. Some of them were in the streets. They was doing all kinds of things. And you don't hear them talking about that because that was their past. They focus on what they're manifesting now. So there's really no excuses per se. It's really no, oh, I got a bad start to life. It's none of that. All of these people have all been here. And that's actually what drove them to applying the law to pull themselves out of situation. Some of them been bankrupt. Some of them have lost homes, foreclosure, all kinds of things. But then they apply these universal laws and change their life to the life that they desire. To the life that they desire. So, even if you're not in a low place and you know you want to be in a better place, tap into your power, tap into your mind, tap into your subconscious mind. Figure out what it is that you want. Put all your energy into it. Put all of your energy into it. All of your energy into it. Okay? I want you to put all of your energy into it. And if you don't find that you have an emotional tie to it, then maybe you need to figure out if that's what you really want. Ask yourself questions. We learned that in the 4 agreements. For those of you that read it with us, ask yourself questions and then wait for yourself to give you an answer. Is this what I really want? What do I really want in life? What does that look like? And just keep exploring yourself. Keep exploring your mind. Keep exploring your subconscious. Keep exploring. Because 97% of people don't know what they want. And guess what? If you think you want something and try and you say, hey, this is not what I thought, nothing's wrong with that. That's life. That's being curious. That's like, hey, I want to try a different type of food. I really don't like that. Oh, let me go and decide I want to try alligator bites. Oh, I really don't like alligator bites, or whatever it may be. So you can do that with what it is that you want. Try it out. Try it out. See how you like it. That's how you figure out that which you desire. Okay? Hold on one second. Sorry, I'm back. Hi. So, understand it's a journey. Understand that it's a process with figuring out what you want, and it's okay. And like I posted, failure is an event. It's not a person. And as Einstein said, I have not failed 1,000 times. I found 1,000 ways that don't work. That's what he found out. Where are you going? You have class. That's what the timer's going off for.
No, that's you.
Okay, but yours should be going off too. So get yours because you have class. You have to meet with Miss Rex. I'm sorry, y'all. She's doing remote learning still. So, it's all about your perspective. It's all about how you look at it. But you don't know what you like and don't like until you give it a try. I want you to really think about it with food. Okay? You don't know if you like a particular food or not until you try. So when it comes to your desires and wants, you might think you want something and you get into it and you realize you don't want it. A lot of times people will be like, okay, I want to do this, and then they talk about it and whatever, and then they realize, I don't really like this, and then, ooh, what are people going to say? You know, I didn't really follow through with what I said, and, you know, people, it don't matter. Because guess what? Your life is your life to live. It don't matter what they say or what they think, and it's none of your business. What people think is none of your business. It really is none of your business. It's none of your business. What you're thinking is nobody else's business. It's none of your business. It really isn't. Okay? So take the time to figure out what you want and try things. Try it out. Try it out. If you want to travel, you know, you get to travel and figure out what places you like and don't like. People might rave about Paris, and you go to Paris and you're like, you know what? Paris is not that great. It's not my thing. You know, I prefer to go to the beach. Or, you know, people might rave about the mountains. You go to the mountains, like, hey, it's too high for me. I don't really like the mountains. I like the beach. But that's how you know what you like. But you have to explore. You have to be curious, okay? You have to be able to do that. So, good morning for those of y'all coming in while I'm talking. But, you have to allow yourself to explore. And that's how you know what it is that you want. And don't look at it as a failure. Don't look at it as a waste of time. There is no waste of time. Everything is divinely guided and divinely in order. And it's there for you to learn something and gain something from it. Okay? So understand that. Go through the process. You might say, hey, this is what I want. And you start working on it. And I say, hey, it might not be what you want. I know somebody that talked about, oh, I want all these children, I want to adopt kids, I want to have my own kids, I want to have a house full of kids. Like, she talks about that. And then she had her own children, and then she realized, you know what, I don't think I want to do this. She's like, this is more work than I thought. This is a lot more work than I thought. I don't think I want a house full of kids. Like, I don't think I want to adopt more kids and kids and kids and kids. She just realized it, and it's okay. She only knew what she knew before she had kids. She experienced her kids, and then she decided this is enough. Okay, this is what I like. I like it here. I don't want any more. I don't want any more. Okay, so allow yourself to explore. Allow yourself to figure out what it is that you want. And understand that 97% of people don't know what they want. 97%. A lot of people are living life and settling. They're settling for what they think they should do. They're settling what somebody advised them to do. Also, with that, if somebody's lifestyle is not a lifestyle that you want to live, hello, good morning, everybody. If look at somebody's life that's giving you advice. If they're not living a life that you would be okay with living, do not take advice from them. Okay? Do not take advice from them. If there's somebody that's living a life that's, hey, I would like a lifestyle like that, then yeah, you can take advice from them. And I know some people don't want to hear it, but the reality of it is, it's true. if somebody's not living a lifestyle that you will be okay with living that lifestyle exactly the way they are, do not take advice from them. And I learned that from a mentor while I was in college years ago. And if you don't know enough about their life, then you will probably need to second guess taking advice from them, especially with social media. A lot of people portray certain things on social media, have their life look a certain way on social media, and their life is far from the truth. I see it all the time. I've been seeing it the last 10 years. There are certain type of people online, but they're not like that in real life at all. At all. But they're giving advice and telling people what to do and stuff like that. You know. But if somebody's not living a lifestyle that would align with where you want to be, don't take advice from them. As for me, you know, I started doing these lives, I think, around May. I started getting on here. We started prayer call in March. But one of the biggest things that God was putting on my heart is that I had to be transparent about my life, not just, you know, okay, I'm going to just show you what I want to show you, but I have to be transparent about my life. And for those of you that have been with me, y'all been through a lot with me. I've been through a lot in the last 10 months. Oh, by almost a year, right? Y'all see me work on manifesting things. Y'all see me manifest a home. Y'all see me manifest a relationship. Y'all see me do these things, but y'all also see me put in the work, right? So it's not like you just saw the pretty part. You actually saw what I did. And I shared this stuff with y'all. So we all started doing it together. Some of y'all started manifesting things, closing on homes, starting businesses, pregnancies, all kinds of things, right? So, just look at a person's life and then take in what they say. And if that's only if you want, if your wants is aligned with that, what they have. Okay. Now, if you don't know anybody that has, you know, a life that you want to live, I suggest you go and look for a mentor. I suggest you look for it, and not in a sense like, oh, let me find it, but you know, always just put it out there. Put it out there in your thoughts. Put it out there in a prayer. You know, show me the way of how I can get to this. So just focus on it. It will come. I promise you it comes together. Things line up. It will line up. When it's supposed to line up, it's going to line up. Everything you need will line up. I promise you. I've seen it happen in my lifetime and time again. And I know y'all have experienced it. When things it's time to line up, it'll line up. Right? So just know that this is just an experience. Understand life is experience. Don't be so hard on yourself. If you don't know what you want, allow yourself to be curious. Allow yourself to start somewhere. Allow yourself to explore. And allow yourself to get emotionally involved when you do think you want something. If you feel like you can't really emotionally connect to something, then you probably don't want it. And that's okay. Ask yourself questions. Ask yourself, what do I want? Allow yourself to answer. You don't even talk to yourselves. Talk to yourself. Some of y'all do talk to yourselves. Talk to yourself. You want other people to talk to you, but you talk to yourself too. Ask yourself questions. Go into meditation. Listen to the answers. Get involved in the creative process, okay? Get involved in the creative process and know that you're going to constantly go through the terror barrier to get out of your comfort zone. There's no, okay, I'm comfortable, here we are. Unless you choose to stay there. And you're going to continue to be in bondage. Because in order for you to be free, you got to be you. And if you're not growing, you're dying. Everything grows. The trees grow. The plants grow. They're always continuously growing. We are here to continuously grow. And if you're not growing, you're dying. So in order for you to grow, you have to get out of your comfort zone. You got to have a little growing pains. It might be a little hurt. It might be a little sore. But you've survived and it's worth it. It's a little brighter. You're a lot happier. You're a lot lighter. Okay? A lot lighter. So that's really what I want to talk to you about today. And this is what Spirit has coming through. I have some other stuff I want to get into, but I don't want to jump ahead in the secret, because I think we're going to tap into it later. So when we get to that portion, I'm going to dive into some more things, especially when we're talking about your subconscious mind. When you talk about your paradigm is a belief that's in your subconscious mind, which I've talked to y'all about before, and I'm bringing it all back together in a different perspective. We've talked about all of these things, but I'm giving it to you in a different perspective and hope that it clicks in a different way. And repetition is key, right? Repetition. And then guess what? It becomes a habit. So understanding what's in the subconscious mind, understanding how to shift what's in the subconscious mind, which then shifts your vibration, is very important. So I'm going to get into that later. I don't want to start on that today. But does anybody have questions? I'm going to allow y'all. I know I haven't done a Q&A in a while. And so, hi everybody came in. I know people was coming in as I was talking. But if you have questions, you can go ahead and press the question mark and type your question in, and I'll be happy to answer it for you. Okay. I didn't forget about uploading the video from yesterday to YouTube. But my video converter has been giving me a hard time. So I'm going to keep trying today. I do have the video from Tuesday up on YouTube, which was a very powerful message. Energy was very high on Tuesday's live. So go to my YouTube channel, Kenyatta Auset. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you like and click the little bell. All of that good jazz. And watch my videos. My lives are there. Some of my old lives are there. Repetition. There's messages. Messages are there. Okay, I'm gonna give y'all a few more minutes to see if y'all can ask some questions. Yeah, see if y'all have some questions to ask. But I'm hoping that I can get. I'm hoping that I can get this video up because yesterday was so good. Yesterday was so good, so good yesterday. Okay. So. Rachel says, I don't remember if you ever answered this, but I keep seeing flashes of light out the corner of my eye. What does that mean? Those are light beings. You're seeing beings out the corner of your eyes. So as you become more comfortable, we're getting into spiritual talk now versus the law of attraction talk. You're welcome, Alexis. Those are light beings that you're seeing. That's what you see in the light. That's why it's flashes. It's light. You know, we have light bodies. We are light beings too, but we have to evolve and enlighten. That's what enlightenment is for. To go into your light, we have to activate our light bodies. So that is what you're seeing. Now, as you become more comfortable with seeing directly, like how I'm looking at myself and looking at the screen, you'll start to see directly. So it sounds like you're being pushed out of your comfort zone too in terms of your spiritual sight. So allow yourself to see. Allow yourself to get comfortable. Allow yourself to be like, okay, I want to see and see what happens. You're not going to die, I promise you. It's just a little uncomfortable. So Alexis says, I've been seeing numbers non-stop. Okay, what numbers have you been seeing? And you should look it up. Go into Google and put in angel numbers. And then look up the numbers that you're seeing. I look at angel numbers all the time. Like, and for those of you that are usually on live, I will read angel numbers. And let you know what the messages are. I got an angel number 707 this morning, which was a beautiful message. The most beautiful message I've ever seen, I'm going to be honest. I'm very thankful and have much gratitude for that message. But since you're bringing it up, we started at 11:29 today, so let's look at this. I always have angels numbers. The website is like you get on your computer, it shows you the most visited sites. That's the numbers that I that's the website that comes up. The angel numbers, the spirit animals, Gmail, YouTube, that stuff. 11:29 prompts you to fully live and serve your divine life purpose and soul mission. Trust that you have all the skills and talents needed to pursue your passions and serve your purpose. When you apply yourself, you are the only one qualified to fulfill your life role, purpose, and destiny. Take assertive action related to your spiritual interests and passions on a daily basis. We talked about that yesterday, how we are an extension of God and how we are an expansion of God, and that when we get these ideas and when we get these things that come to us, is for us to expand ourselves and be the creators of it for ourselves and then for the world. Also know that when you manifest your desires, it's not just for you, it's for other people also. It's not just for you, it's for other people. 11:29 also suggests that if you've misplaced or lost something in your life, the universe is manifesting something positive for you to take its place. This may also relate to a situation or circumstances that may be coming to an end. So if something's ending, there's a new beginning, right? Trust that wonderful new beginnings in or directions are indicated for you. 1129 may also indicate that if you have been feeling the urge to pursue a spiritual-based practice, career, or profession, now is the most auspicious time to look to fulfilling this goal. It is time to accept and develop your spiritual gifts and use them to benefit yourself and others in light working capacity. Okay? Good morning or good afternoon, Shamila. But Alexis, just go Google angel numbers and look up all of those angel numbers that you've been seeing. The 1111, the 222, 1222, 333. 1222 I know is a good message. We had that the other day. 5, 4. Just go look it up and see what the messages are. The sooner you look it up when you see it, the better. Okay, Alexis is asking, what does it mean? So when you get the numbers, the angels are talking to you. The angels, they're angel numbers, so they're having a message. When you see a number, the sooner you look up the number from when you recognize it, I say it's better, because the angels are addressing directly what you're thinking or where you are in the moment. Okay, so what space you are in a moment, wherever your thought process is, whatever you may be worried, because sometimes you might be worried and the angel number may say, hey, give all your worries and fears to the angels to transmute them. For me, I've been doing a lot of serious work. You know, it's the clearing part of the year, which is part of the Create in 365 Days system that I follow. It says that there's a part of the year where you figure out what you want, you plant what you want, and then you clear out everything that's stopping you. So for me, everything that's stopping me from what it is that I desire, I've been being shown. So I've been doing a lot of meditation. I've been doing a lot of work and a lot of stuff around that. And my angel numbers have been telling me how I'm doing with my progress, because sometimes you don't always see your progress on the surface. It's not always physical. You don't really know how well you're doing, but the angel numbers help sometimes in situations like that. They're like, hey, you're doing a good job, keep up the good work, you are manifesting it, even though you may not see it. This is what's happening behind the scenes. So it's really good to look up the numbers when you see it. Like I said, put in Google angel numbers, angel number meanings. Keep it on your phone, so when you see a number, look it up as soon as you can. And you will get messages from the angels and ascended masters about what it is that you are thinking or seeing. You got a new one recently, 468. Did you look it up, Brittany? I was in a meditative state, and I was greeted by, is that supposed to be Lakshmi saying they are ready to work with me? I have not yet, because I was making sure I was hearing what I heard. How do I begin? I might have spelled it wrong. Is that supposed to be Lakshmi?
Release all opposition to wealth. I have the wealth to be successful. I am prosperous, wealthy.
So what I would say is, if you are in meditation and that's who came to you, go back to meditation and ask. That's what you do. You know, go back into the meditative state and ask, okay, how do you want to begin working with me? What did you mean? Ask questions. Ask questions. When you are seeking answers, ask questions. You can always go back to where you were and ask questions. Wait for them to show up and ask questions. I talk to Abatala a lot in meditation. He explains everything to me. He has patience for me, and I'm very thankful for that. But ask questions and ask to be guided, ask to be shown very clearly, or whatever it is. So ask, because they came to you. So they're ready to talk directly to you. And you have to trust yourself. And you won't know until you go on the journey. I didn't know certain things until I went on the journey. I remember one time I questioned whether I was hearing God or not. I'm going to tell this story, because I don't know if everybody's heard this story. Things turned out in a way that I didn't think they should turn out with a situation, because I was leaning to my own understanding. I took my own interpretation of what God told me and made it what I thought it should be. Okay? That's what humans do. It is what it is. It's a learning process. So then when it didn't turn out the way I thought it should, I'm like, well, maybe I don't hear God. Well, maybe something's wrong with what I'm hearing. How do I know if I'm really hearing you for real, God? So this was 2019. This was the day before Thanksgiving. And my sons, I was going to go meet their father, because he was going to spend Thanksgiving. They was going to spend Thanksgiving with him and his family. So I was in the bathroom and I got a vision that we needed to go out to eat. And in the vision, we were sitting in a red booth at a restaurant. So I'm like, okay, let me figure out what restaurant this is. As I say, God is in the spirit, so He's talking to me. So I'm trying to figure out where it is. It's an intuitive feeling. I couldn't figure it out. So I was like, you know what? We're just going to get in the car and drive. So I got in the car and I'm driving. I'm just listening to what Spirit's telling me, because I couldn't find anything online. I couldn't find it. So I drove for about an hour, maybe a little over an hour, listening to Spirit tell me, turn here, turn there, go there. And I'm just listening. I don't know where I'm going. I don't know what's happening, but I'm just trusting what I'm hearing. So then my sons are just like, oh, we keep going around the same space. And then Spirit says, don't entertain them, because then they're going to get riled up. So I don't entertain them. Next thing you know, they fall asleep. I'm in different counties I've never seen. I'm in places that didn't know exist, part of town that I didn't know exist. And then I end up going to I found this one place and I saw a whole bunch of crows. And the crow message was, because like I said, I look up angels and spirit animals, was you're in the right direction. This is exactly where you're supposed to be. So I was like, okay. So then we get out the car and we walk and the place is closed. So I'm like, okay, let's get back in the car. So then I'm driving, listening again, and I get closer to my house. So then I pass this place, and it's a seafood and steakhouse. And then I'm told there. So I go there. Okay. We go in, we get in the booth. I take pictures of my sons and everything. So as we're sitting there waiting for the food, all three of us turned our head, and it was this elderly lady that just fell fat on her face and started bleeding. She was unconscious. And I'm just like, oh my God. There was nobody else around that saw it besides me and my sons. Nobody. No hostesses, no waitresses. It's the day before Thanksgiving, so the restaurant wasn't packed at all. So I'm calling for help. I'm like, help, we need some help. Somebody fell. Like, I'm calling for help. So then everybody kind of paused because they're like, I guess in shock about what I'm saying. So then they rush over. This other lady rushes over. She's like, oh my God, it's my mom. And she had her oxygen tank and everything. She had lost oxygen and passed out. If me and my sons weren't sitting there, we wouldn't have been able to tell anybody to come help them, and they would have came and found her whenever they came and found her. And when you don't have oxygen, it's a big deal. The seconds matter. Your life matters. The seconds matter. So they call the ambulance. They're telling them what to do. All of this stuff. They show up, and they were able to get her conscious again. So then after all of that, you know, the staff is like, we apologize. Do we want to move you? My sons, you know, they were terrified. By the way, let me rewind. Just pause right there. That morning, my oldest son came to me and said, Mom, I had a dream that you was really old and this black stuff was coming out of you and you died. And I was like, really? And he was like, yeah. I was like, okay, babe, don't worry. Mama's not going to die. Everything's fine. I'm okay. He had a premonition dream about that lady because she was old. She fell and the blood was dark. It looked black. It is so easy to open to prosperity. Thank God she didn't die. So then we moved, and I was just like, wow, that was a lot. You know, if we wasn't here, I don't know if that lady would still be alive, because oxygen, your breath is very important. It's a very important thing. So when we got back in the car, I heard God say to me, never question whether you can hear me or not. You hear me very clearly. I drove around because I needed to be at that restaurant at that exact time. It wasn't that the restaurant was down the street. I needed to be there at the exact divine right timing. It was a timing thing. It was divine timing of me needing to be there. So I had to go through that experience. And now, since then, I've never questioned if I hear God or not. Never question it at all. And I had to do some releasement meditations with my son because it was traumatic for them. They didn't like to see it. But also increasing my healing modalities, I showed them how to release emotional trauma through meditation, right? So I just wanted to tell y'all that story because I want y'all to understand, like, you will be tested, and it's only until you listen, until you know. That's the only way you're going to know. It's not really a test. It's just you have to follow your intuition. You have to know what that is. You have to explore. You have to be curious. I didn't know where I was driving. I drove for an hour. I literally drove gas out the car and drove around for an hour, but I knew, okay, turn here, go here. And I listened, and I got there at the exact right time. And they gave us a gift card to come back. So It was like, here's a reward for being here and being obedient to what I told you to do.
I am destined to
So
find
it was,
prosperity
trust
in
me,
everything
I've been in that place. I learned the lesson, and I hope my story tells you that. So you don't have to go through and see something like that. But some of you have to learn how you have to learn. But just listen. If it feels like this is your intuition, follow it. You will only know unless you go through experiences. That's how I had to learn. I didn't just have an intuition. It's like, oh, this is the intuition. I'm here. I went through an experience. I went through it. I had to listen. I had to figure out trial and error. I had to understand the difference between my ego and my intuition. I had to develop that. I had to go through experiences. That's the same thing about figuring out what you want. You have to figure out what you want. It's about curiosity. It's about just exploring and learning yourself. It's not a failure. You don't become a failure. You're not wrong. It's not that. And that's what I was thinking, like, oh, I'm wrong. But it's an experience. What I had to learn from that is, no, I heard correctly. I just took it and made it what I thought it was supposed to be. It's just kind of like when somebody says, let's see. It's just kind of like when they say, I don't know if y'all ever heard that when you're communicating with people, you should repeat back what you heard, because sometimes we'll hear things as we want to hear it, not what was said. Not what was said. So I know, like with the kids, all the children do it all the time. I always have them repeat back, what did I say? And they'll tell me something completely different than what I said. That's not what I said. But that's what I was doing with the messages that God gave me. I was leaning to my own understanding, as they say in the Bible. I was taking what was said and making it my interpretation when I need to listen to exactly what was said. Okay. So, Brittany says, yes, I was in the post office buying a P.O. box for my business, and I was praying through my uncomfortableness for answers. See, that's how you got to do it. Going through, one thing at a time, pushing through. I've been seeking answers for counseling for your family. Okay. Is there? So, what's the question, Brittany? I'm not sure what the question is.
Wants me to have great abundance. I am easily led to the abundance.
Yeah, I'm not sure what the question is. So that I can answer it. If anybody else has any more questions, y'all can type in questions. But just understand that you have to explore, you have to be curious. It's no different than trying different foods. You know what you like and don't like because you tried the food. You like collard greens or not. You like mac and cheese or not. You like couscous or not. You like smoked salmon or not. Do you like meat or you don't like meat? But you try it. And then some things you might say, I don't really want to try. Okay, you don't have to. But when you allow yourself to be curious and allow yourself to explore, you get a better understanding of you. You get a better understanding of what you like, what you don't like, your wants, you don't want. You get a better understanding. Okay, so you can't just be meek and scared and fearful, and you don't want to try anything. You don't want to take a leap of faith with anything, or you're gonna be in bondage. Okay, you're gonna be in bondage. So. Toya said she like it all, but Toya knows she like it all because she tried it. How else does she know unless she tried it? So it's the same thing with other aspects of your life. Okay, you gotta be willing to try. You gotta step out of your comfort zone. You gotta push through the terror barrier. You gotta push through the uncomfortability and know that everything always works out for your betterment. You learn something, you gain information, you gain knowledge. You might find out, oh my God, I love this. I never thought I would love it. When I went to get certified as a life coach, I was looking for a nutrition school. So that's how I found my school. I wanted to be a nutritionist because I was always studying about food and stuff, right? So I found the program, but in order for me to get the certifications, I had to study 2 other things. So I chose hypnotherapy and life coaching. So I'm like, oh, that sounds cool. But this is all driven from me wanting to be a nutritionist. So this was a certification for a holistic nutritionist. Well, come to find out, yes, I'm certified as a holistic nutritionist. I'm a certified life coach and a certified hypnotherapist. But guess what? I like being a life coach and hypnotherapist better than I did being a holistic nutritionist. I use my holistic nutrition skills more for myself and my family because I realized when I started my business that nobody wants to change their eating. Nobody wants to listen. They just want you to make wave a magic wand and do that. Well, I didn't want to work with difficult people like that. So I did not enjoy it. So that was the reason that drove me for the certifications. But what I learned about it is that I don't want to do the kind of work with people because they just expect that, oh, if I'm meeting with a nutritionist, that I'm going to automatically change. It's more of an ego drive. Oh, I'm meeting a nutritionist. I'm supposed to get better. No, you got to actually do work. I can give you a plan. I can tell you, but you got to do the work. It don't just happen because we get on the phone and we talk and we come up with a meal plan. And I realized, you know what? I don't want to do that. I liked life coaching. I liked hypnotherapy. But in me looking for nutrition certification, I found these two other things that I didn't even know there were certifications for, and I love them. I still use it to this day. Y'all know I do my meditations on my Patreon account. And then, you know, I also do life coaching. I do private sessions. I love doing it. That's what I like to do the most. And I never would have thought of it. But in me being curious and following that, I realized what I didn't like and I realized what I did like. Okay? So it's a process. It's a journey. And it happens when you're starting a business. It happens in a relationship. It happens with your wants. It happens with food. It's life. 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 So yeah, just explore. Give yourself permission to do it. Give yourself permission to decide what you like and what you don't like, and then you get more clear about who you are, and you get more clear about what it is that you want. You know, you get very clear. You know, one thing that my man always says is, I know myself. I know where to put myself or where not to put myself because I'm aware of myself. I know myself. I know what works for me. I know that what doesn't work for me. But he also says, I can't knock it until I try it. You got to try something before you knock it. You never know. And I like that attitude, but that's how he knows himself so well, because it's like, okay, let me give this a try. I don't like it because of this. I do like it because of that. So he's just like, I can't judge or make a judgment about anything unless I try it. You know, a lot of times we make judgments about stuff because of somebody else's experience, not because we tried it ourselves. You know, so try it. See what it is that you want. Try it. See if you're gonna like it. Find out. Explore. Okay. And then you get more clear about what it is you want. You get more clear about yourself and more clear about who you are. All right. So I don't see any more questions popping up. Brittany, I'm not sure. Like I said, I understood that question, but I guess we can go over it a little later. I'm gonna try to see if I can get this video on YouTube from yesterday. But a video is going on YouTube today. Go to my YouTube channel, like, subscribe, all of that. Put the notification bell on so that you know when I post something. I am going to start going live on YouTube soon. I have to figure out my devices so that I can do it. But I'll be going live on Instagram and on YouTube at the same time, okay? So, thank you lovely people for always being here. I appreciate you. I truly do. And I hope you have a great day, because today's a good day and each day gets better and better. And I'll see y'all later. Bye.
Love constantly flows into my life.